I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Pokemon has kind of been ruined within this past year. And I'm not talking about the quality of the games, I'm talking about the secondary market, collector space, and fan community. I'm sure you're at least aware of some of the situations surrounding the trading card game, but this problem has grown to affect everything else in Pokemon. And now we're living in a full-blown Poképocalypse. Where did it all go wrong? For one thing, we need to address the virus in the room. We are currently living through a global pandemic. Several businesses have had to close for periods of time, and people are spending more time at home. We have more time to purchase items from home because we need to, but also have more time to watch online entertainment, and from there, things really start to pick up. YouTuber Logan Paul, with over 20 million subscribers and lots of disposable income, decided to pick up Pokemon card collecting as a hobby. A relatively harmless thing on the surface, and with Pokemon TCG YouTubers getting more exposure as a result, and regular Pokemon YouTubers picking up the TCG, it felt like the community would be growing. But with this combined reach, more people figured they'd purchase some Pokemon cards, and a decent amount of people decided that they'd use their free time to make some money on the side. There are a lot of people who would buy Pokemon cards, but with it becoming the hot new thing once again, they've all started buying more than usual. You have collectors, casuals, and scalpers. Now, scalpers are not the same as vendors. Vendors are typically better established in the community and receive their product from a distributor. If they sell product above retail value, it's due to the demand increasing the value. Scalpers purchase large amounts of product from retail stores, clearing them out, and then proceed to sell them online for higher prices, affecting the market for everybody else and making it difficult for collectors and casuals to find new product at a fair price. Immediately after this began, Pokemon released a new TCG set, Champion's Path, which featured a Charizard as one of the rarest cards. And Charizard will always be expensive just because it's Charizard, and so it became near impossible to find Champion's Path. But at least there were still some Pokemon products on shelves. That all changed with the holidays, and so with usual increased shopping, the shelves were cleared out. And from here, hell truly begins. Somehow, Reddit completely took over the stock market with GameStop stocks. I don't know a whole lot about this situation, but I do know that everybody was watching, and everybody was reminded that there was money to be made by yourself from home. And so TCG shelves at the stores have never been filled since. As product is stocked, they're immediately bought out. People sit outside of Targets and fight each other like it's Black Friday, when it's really just release day for a new Pokemon product. Specialty card stores are still pretty well stocked, and it's because they put limits on how much a customer can buy. But big retail stores don't do that. There aren't even any Yu-Gi-Oh packs on the shelves. There are other people who have gone into further detail on this situation, concerning the TCG mostly, because they know a lot more about it. But now let's get into the barren landscape of 2021, what I've personally observed, and how it spread to the video games. Things have basically still been the same, as we now have entered Pokemon's 25th anniversary, which features special merchandise. Among these were the McDonald's promotion, which didn't feature toys, but instead featured special packs with cards inside. Great idea, but at the wrong time. Now all of the cards in this set, aside from one, are all reprints. Some with special holo foil and all with a 25th anniversary stamp. Under normal circumstances, these cards would not be worth a lot. I know, because we've had McDonald's promo cards like this in the past, and nobody cared back then. Thankfully, some McDonald's locations made some appropriate restrictions, and in my experience, didn't run out for me, the average Joe, who would buy maybe 2 Happy Meals a week, one for himself and one for a kid. But that didn't stop people from getting a hold of full boxes of McDonald's cards. I think this is where a lot of people on social media started reaching a breaking point, as they were starting to be a little more vocal about people taking advantage of the situation. But by this point, a lot of the damage had already been done. Although it wasn't recently that I realized it wasn't just the trading card game, it was everything else. I was at my local game store. I had some money to spend and thought maybe I'd chip away at my Pokemon game collection. I knew that Pokemon Black was about $50 for a used cartridge only copy, which is perfect because I have an empty case and manual at home. But I was shocked to see my local store was selling it for $100. And it wasn't just that, but every other game was priced at more than double of what I remember seeing. This couldn't be. could it? So I took out my phone to check a price charting website and was met with a horrible truth. Now these websites track prices that games are sold at. These are actual sales that occur. I know about this website because I used to work at a store that sold used video games, among other things. This is the website we would use to price our games, and I can only assume this is what every other game store uses because they match up. And it's kind of insane. Just last year, I could have purchased any of these games for more than half the current price, but I didn't because I figured they'd still be there when I really wanted them. But now Pokemon is on everyone's mind. It's not like you can profit a whole lot from moving used games, it's collectors and fans buying these games. But the demand has increased so much while the supply remains the same, so the price goes up. And now it really hits me that the final piece of this puzzle was actually also set up from the very beginning. With conventions currently on hold due to the global pandemic, methods to obtain these games and even the cards have been eliminated. Conventions are great for collectors and fans because there tend to be an abundance of vendors selling these games and cards. But with those gone, it's almost as if the supply itself has gone down, contributing to the higher price. But it's not just for Pokemon, because now it's spread from the Pokemon games to Nintendo games in general. An extremely rare game just sold for an exorbitant amount and made the news. And going back to local game stores and price charting websites, I've also noticed subtle increases there as well. On top of that, Nintendo's recent celebration for Mario's 35th anniversary has included limited time games and products, which only further contributes to the mentality of purchasing these as soon as possible to hold on to them or to sell them later. And while it seems like we're only talking about merchandise, both new and secondhand, it contributes to the overall fandom of Pokemon, creating even more negativity and toxicity, just what we needed. While we like to think that we can exist in our separate pockets of the Pokemon fandom, we're all in this together, the good and the bad. It will keep spreading if things don't improve. I can at least say that Targets now are putting limits on how much customers can purchase. I mean, I went grocery shopping and saw actual Pokemon packs on the shelf, and when I tried to purchase a relatively fair amount for myself, I was met with this restriction at the register. No more than 3 of a single individual product per customer. So hopefully with more stock days, that situation at the very least will improve. But when it comes to overall fandom unity, and of course that little global pandemic we talked about, we've still got a long way to go. And so all we can do for now is patiently wait things out while staying as civil as we can. Then we can rebuild after this Poképocalypse. But anyway, hey, this is Gatorex, and let me know what you think about this entire situation. Kind of interesting, something different that I just kind of wanted to discuss. Again, you know, there are different aspects that you could tackle this from. I just kind of wanted to look at just everything that I've seen and personally experienced and just kind of put it together. But things are on the up, at least. I mean, at the very least, you know, we're still getting games. The games are going to be coming out, and it seems like there might be some improvements to certain situations here and there. But again, if it doesn't change, if it doesn't get better, like it affects everything. It affects all parts of Pokemon as the franchise of fandom, because, you know, unfortunately, you know, it's a really big fandom. So whenever there's negativity, it actually is a lot. Even if it's like, you know, maybe only like what 1% of the fandom, that's a lot of people, and it's a lot of stuff that you see. But really weird situation. I think, like I said, really interesting to take a look at. But if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see maybe more like it on different topics, this one was a little timely, I guess, again, you know, around everything. And like I said, I kind of made it just because of things that I've personally seen and experienced, because now, you know, as much as I can ignore the Pokemon TCG, now it's creeping into me, and this is affecting me as well. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. If you think I deserve it, you can support by clicking the applause button next to the likes and dislikes button. But anyway, this has been Gatorex. Have a nice day.